Okay, I know this video might be a bit unexpected, although what you expect from this channel is probably nothing considering I upload once every 3 years or so. And the very few people who remember this channel are wondering why didn't I finish Nightfall. I'm getting to it, I promise. So with Superman right around the corner, I just kind of wanted to give my thoughts around the movie as a whole, just based on the trailers I've seen so far. I was initially going to release this bundled together with something else, but considering that one's not quite finished yet, I thought I would just release this part first, basically to get it out on time. I haven't seen the final trailer, I think that was released a few weeks ago. I've only seen up until the official trailer that was released back in May, so all of the thoughts in this video are based up until that point. I kind of didn't want to see more than that, because it was just enough to get me really excited for the film, but I also didn't want to spoil too much of it for myself. I kind of wanted to just go in as fresh as I could. Now, I've been cautiously optimistic about this movie, not because of James Gunn, because I think the Guardians movies did a good job with all the emotional beats and actually making you care about the characters, but because of how excited I was before Man of Steel came out based on the trailers, and how that eventually turned out. Now for the music, I honestly wasn't a big fan of the guitar version, but in the second half of the trailer, the music changes, and when this shot hits the screen, with the music swelling in the background, ugh, that's it, I was sold. And once that music starts up, In terms of the theme song itself, there's something to be said for trying to create a new theme for Superman. There's one part of me that wants a new Superman theme. I do respect that Hans Zimmer and Zack Snyder wanted to make a new theme for Superman, and I do like especially the piano part of the Man of Steel theme. But on the other hand, hearing that iconic theme is just something else. There's always something about that theme that just does it for me, and I guess does it for a lot of other people as well. I prefer this sort of modernized version of it to the original. It definitely needs updating. This music makes even the simplest lines feel so much more impactful. Like with Jonathan Kent saying to Clark, "It's your choices, your actions, that's what makes you who you are." That with the music in the background just feels so amazingly inspiring, even though it's such a simple line that's been said over and over again for decades. It's hard to predict what this movie will take inspiration from, because Man of Steel literally took the lines from All-Star Superman, and those movies ended up completely misrepresenting Superman, so it's hard to tell. But it seems like this movie is also taking inspiration from not only All-Star, but a few other ones as well. I think I remember Nicholas Hoult saying that he took inspiration from Lex Luthor Man of Steel, which I haven't read myself, but I've seen a few panels from the comic, and I've actually seen quite a few recommendations on it already, so I'll probably check it out after I see this movie. By the way, I also want to adapt All-Star Superman for YouTube, but at the rate of my video upload schedule, stay tuned for that in 2035. I will say a few things about the suit. On one hand, I really like it. There are a few things I would nitpick about it. It's a tad bit over-designed with all the lines. Look, it is what it is, I can look past it. I would prefer it without the collar, to be honest with you. I feel like if you got rid of the collar, basically showing off more of his traps with that classic look, I feel like it would make his physique stand out a lot more. And I've heard rumors that there's gonna be a second suit in the movie, maybe just a little bit of an updated, touched up suit. I don't imagine it's gonna be anything drastic. And this is just personal preference, but I kinda want the S to be a bit bigger. But that's just me. I'm really liking the dynamic between Clark and Lois. She's definitely got that journalistic integrity. She's not pulling her punches at all. I love that Clark has a bite to him. You know, he's actually got a bit of an attitude to him, and I like it. He's finally got a point of view, and you can see it, you can feel it when he's talking to Lois, when she's drilling him in that mock interview that they're doing. Clark's just out there trying to do the right thing and help people, but you know that he's getting bogged down in all the bullshit politics that comes with the good that he's trying to do. To me, Superman's always been a little bit hard-headed. To me, he's a little bit stubborn, but that's good. Give him a little bit more flaws. You can have Clark still be a man and put him in, I guess, dark situations or situations that make him morally conflicted, but still have him stay who he is as a person. Lex looks so smug. Nicholas Hoult, I think, is going to kill it as Lex. Personally, the interpretation of Lex that I enjoy is the one that just fucking hates the fact that Superman exists. his existence is an insult to him. Everything that he's worked for, everything that he's tried to build because of his ego and all of his flaws, it's instantly negated by the fact that Superman is alive and he exists, and he's a constant reminder that he is better than him. Not necessarily because of what he can do, although I'm sure Lex feels that too, but it's because of how revered he is by everyone, and Lex just can't handle that. Anyway, it seems like this movie is going to go absolutely crazy with the amount of characters it has in it. I'm gonna guess a lot of these characters are just gonna appear from time to time, and we're not gonna spend too much time on them. I'm fine with that. I honestly have no problem with this movie being set in a universe that's lived in. I just don't want it to stray too far from focusing on Superman. It still needs to be his movie at the end of the day. But even with all the characters, I honestly believe Superman's stories thrive when you aren't afraid to be wacky or cosmic with them. I feel like there's a lot of pressure going into this movie. There's still a lot of people who want to see more of Zack Snyder's Superman. Unfortunately, I feel like people just need to get over it. Maybe they'll see it one day, when they go back to multiverse stuff. But I feel like it's time for a new interpretation. And it's hard to not get excited for a Superman movie because I am a big Superman fan. Especially with Superman and Lois ending recently, which gave us a more grounded version of Superman. Really, what I want out of this movie is a version of Clark Kent that's grounded, relatable, genuinely kind, and more than anything, I want the movie to be fun. I'm not saying this movie is going to be perfect. I'm sure there'll be things wrong with it. This movie could be really great. Could also be really shit. That's how it goes. You never know. But hey, even if the movie isn't good, I'm still going to enjoy this very small period in between where people are actually excited and celebrating Superman again. But I do plan on making another video giving my review on it. So if you want to see that, that'll be coming up soon as well. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say. See ya.